All right, man. It's your boy Humboldt 2 times for me. Back in the video, man. For me, follow the Instagram at Humboldt 2 times. Now, look, just for today's side, we're talking about Psychopath. Now, look, for today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all's day to come rock me, show love and support. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more. Love always deeply. Also, I'm sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive healing, and good positive energy towards everyone always. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. I'm going to say that one more time. Just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. Let's go ahead and get more deep into the video. Psychopath. Now look, right? What exactly is a psychopath? A psychopath is, now look, right? It's a lot of different, like, here's the thing, not just with psychopath, things in general. It's a lot of different types of things, right? Everybody's energy is different. There's a lot of different types of things, right? So with psychopath, it's a lot of different types of psychopaths. Some psychopaths are people who like literally, kill people, right? And then some psychopaths, they don't kill people at all, right? Etc. So it's a lot of different variances, a lot of different types of psychopaths, right? So what a lot of psychopaths do is they just want to experience, right? What do I mean by experience? See, a lot of psychopaths, they just want to experience. Like, they'll go date somebody that they have zero interest in or very little interest in, and they'll date them just for experience, just to play with them. Like, they don't actually really want anything to do with this person. They actually don't even like this person for real. But they'll put on this front as if they really, like, just genuinely, like, are in love with this person. A lot of psychopaths are actors. They're very good at acting. They're very good at mimicking energy. They're very good at pursuing and playing this image to get what they want, right? Psychopaths, they love playing games. They love playing mind games. They love playing manipulative games. They love, like, acting like they don't know what's going on or playing dumb, but in reality, they know exactly what's going on, and they're really 18, 15 steps ahead, right? See, another thing about psychopaths is that a lot of psychopaths, they find their life miserable. They find their life very boring. So to put some spark and to put some interest into their life, they'll go around trying to just meet new people or just trying to do things just to try to fix that void instead of actually putting in the actual work, putting in the actual shadow work, etc., and doing it the correct, proper way to actually, the natural way, etc., to actually fix these problems, right? But instead, what they'll do is they'll make up scenarios and they'll make up things and they'll act as if they really are these scenarios that they're making up, right? I'm gonna give another example, right? Let's say this psychopath is out getting coffee, right? And they see this girl, right? The psychopath will purposely walk in front of the girl, purposely, spill his coffee all over the girl, right? Boom, conversation starter, right? And then now he will play this role and act as if he is sincerely sorry, but on the inside, he's laughing his head off. He's cracking up on the inside, but on the outside, he's acting just so nice, just so calm about the situation, right? Because a lot of people will freak out after they say they're going to spill coffee on somebody, especially if it's hot coffee. But he's playing it very calm, just being very genuine, being nice. And then he's like, oh yeah, you know what, here's my number. And then before he even finishes the sentence, he's like, I gotta go. And then he just leaves out, just rushes out, right? Then every day or every other day, the psychopath goes into the coffee shop. He's stalking. He's really just there to, gets his regular coffee or whatever. But the psychopath is really there to actually see the woman again whenever the woman comes in to, crawl his way into, getting the number for real this time, etc. So, like just little games like that, that can turn into big games, right? If they are not already big games, right? So psychopaths, they just find their life very boring. They find like they don't have really like a purpose. So they just make up a bunch of scenarios and just do a bunch of things to try to make their life, I guess, more interesting, right? A lot of psychopaths, they act like they're in a movie, right? Which we kind of are in a movie, but they act like they're in like a movie, right? Another thing too with psychopaths is now a psychopath can be a lot of different things. A psychopath can also be a narcissist. They can be a perfectionist. They could be a mirror, somebody who likes to reflect back what people do. Oh, my favorite color is red. Mine is too, bro. The whole time your favorite color is blue and you don't even like the color red. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just giving some examples. Like, you know what I mean? But they'll make it really seem like their favorite color is red, right? That's just an example of mirroring, right? Or that they might be a gaslighter or narcissist or, et cetera, right? Or multiple personalities where they don't really know who they might not really They might just have like a lot of different personalities, but that's not really who they are for real, right? But they might act as if they're all these different. They might act as if they are all these different personalities, but in reality, those aren't even their real. That's not even how the person really acts and really feels for real. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. Now, another thing about a psychopath is that they don't take a lot of things seriously, right? They seem as if they take things seriously, but a lot of psychopaths, they don't take things very seriously, but on the outside they make it seem like they take things very seriously, right? Like another example of a psychopath is like, let's say they purposely start something. Let's say the psychopath is in a relationship with a woman, right? He purposely starts something to where he knows, like I said, a lot of psychopaths, they be steps ahead. He purposely starts an argument, right? A disagreement, right, with his girlfriend, right? And he knows by doing this, he knows his girlfriend pretty well. He knows by doing this, it's going to lead to his girl breaking up with him. After his girl breaks up with him, after the argument/disagreement, he decides to blame it all on her, call her all these different names, da 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 da. And then an hour later, either maybe an hour later or the day later, he comes over to her house, cooks food for her, does all these different things, get her favorite candy, etc. And he just says, even though I felt like I didn't do anything wrong, I'm still going to take accountability and be the bigger person, right? And they really act and they really feel like they really didn't do nothing wrong, but yet they still going to go out and just try to make it up, right? And see, what this is doing is this is a roller coaster, right? This is playing games. This is like you started a problem and then you fixed the problem. Now the woman's like, oh, thank you so much. You made it up for me, da 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 da. And then now the woman isn't even thinking about that, he literally started an argument. He's the one that got us to break up. And then now he's fixing it. And now she loves him even more. But in reality, he just loves that he's getting a dopamine rush off of this. He doesn't actually love the girl at all. He's just using the girl because he's bored. And he wants some type of pleasure, some type of interest. That's what a lot of psychopaths do, if not all psychopaths do. Right? For real. So, with psychopaths, like I said, they're very good at acting. They're very, very, very good at acting. If you notice, a lot of actors that are very, very good at acting, what roles do they play? Or what roles have they played? A psychopath type role. Like, for example, if you're an actor, playing a psychopath role is a very hard role to play. Like, for example, the Joker, he's a psychopath, right? Well, he's actually more than a psychopath. That's one of the things Joker is, right? If you notice, the people who have played Joker, they went through a lot of serious training to play that role, because it's not an easy role at all to play, right? You know what I'm saying? But just give me some examples, right? But yes, so y'all, a psychopath can be a lot of different. There's a lot of what I'm saying is that there's a lot of different types of psychopaths, right? A lot of different types of psychopaths, right? Another thing too with psychopaths too is that they feel like they give off this type of energy, this type of like vibe, like they act like they're not, a lot of them act like they're not gonna get what they're gonna get. What I mean by this is that like they'll do something wrong and then they'll feel like, nothing's gonna happen. Why would something happen, right? They're kind of like on that type of energy, some of them are, right? And that's also falling toward like the narcissist type of vibe, because a lot of narcissists, they feel like nothing should never happen to them, even though they're doing bad things. They know they're doing wrong things, but they still feel like wrong things or negative things shouldn't happen to them. And like I've said multiple times before, what I'm saying is that they'll do negative, bad things that they know they shouldn't be doing, and then they feel like negative things shouldn't happen back to them. The thing is, this is what karma works, and I made a video before talking about karma. See, karma, you are the karma. You are the karma. So whatever energy you give out, that's the same energy you get back in return. If you're being positive, that's the energy you're gonna get back in return. You're being negative, that's the energy you're gonna get back. That's the energy you're gonna get back in return. You see what I'm saying? So yes, y'all, it's a lot of different forms, a lot of different types of psychopaths, right? And a lot of psychopaths do not seem like a psychopath. Really, they seem like, just a really kind friend or a really kind person, or just seem like really down to earth. But a lot of people are psychopaths, for real, man. But look, man, hope y'all feel most of today's video. I'll catch y'all for most on the next one, man. Peace.